What's up everybody, Jesse here, or Game Over Jesse as y'all may know me, and today is a great day if you're a Zelda fan. Now we're about a week away from E3, and this morning Nintendo released some official artwork for The Legend of Zelda Wii U, showing Link on Epona with a sword in his right hand. Now I put some quotes on his because myself and a lot of other people have noticed that Link looks extra feminine in this artwork, and that could simply be a graphical difference or art style differences, or it could just be that we're blind and we can't see crap. But this sort of goes along with the rumor released by Emily Roberts saying that there was going to be a female option in the game. Maybe this is Nintendo's way of silently revealing that and letting people kind of debate over it. But I want to get into some other leaks and rumors that have appeared today. The first of which being a female Link confirmed for Zelda Wii U, which comes from this artwork, but there are some others that I'll get to. If you've paid attention to my Twitter feed this morning, you probably thought I went crazy talking about all sorts of weird stuff, but this is just stuff that was told to me and that I've seen around the internet, and a collection of leaks and demos that all honestly looks like it all originates from the same source. But the first of which is Zelda Wii U will feature 2 separate fire and water dungeons. Now, this is kind of a given. If we go to Ocarina of Time, we had Dodongo's Cavern, Jabu Jabu's Belly, and then we had the Fire Temple and the Water Temple. In most Zelda games, we get 2 forest-type dungeons, 2 fire dungeons, 2 water dungeons, and then the others are kind of unique in their own way. Twilight Princess had the same thing, I believe. And then the second rumor is the Zelda Wii U Demo. One demo will be open world Hyrule filled that lets you free roam to different towns, different villages, and explore Hyrule in any way that you want to. And the second is a timed dungeon demo. Now, this is similar to what they've done in the past. Usually they give you a town or village to explore, or some type of new gameplay mechanic. Then they give you a dungeon, then they give you a boss fight. It doesn't look like they're giving you a boss fight with this demo, if we go with what the rumor says. But this does sort of go along with what they say. Maybe if you complete the dungeon in the time limit given, then you'll be able to fight the boss, and that kind of goes with the boss thing. If we remember back to the last main Zelda game that released, Skyward Sword, we had the Loftwing demo, we had a dungeon demo, I believe, and then we had a demo where we fought Girahim in one of the fire dungeons. And then the next leak or rumor, whatever you want to call it, is Zelda Wii U will expand on Skyward Sword's response system with multiple replies for certain questions. And they say this is akin to the hand in the toilet side quest. Now, if you remember this in Skyward Sword, it was a new mechanic that they brought to that game, to where when a character or an NPC asks you something, you can get different responses from them depending on which answer you give them. We see this most notable in the side quest, to where you can choose to give the love letter to the hand in the toilet, or you can keep it and give it to the person that you're actually supposed to give it to. And depending on what you do, one of the other NPCs ends up being haunted and made fun of by the hand in the toilet. And then one of the shopkeepers, that I believe the one that holds your items in Skyward Sword, depending on how you talk to her and answer her, she'll get a crush on you, or she'll grow to dislike you, or something like that. And this is supposed to have an advanced system like that. So maybe... Now, I want to say real quick, a long time ago, Nintendo stated that depending on the player's actions, the world around you will change depending on what you do. And maybe this is a way for the world around you to change depending on your actions and also the way you answer questions. So this could go along with that, but again, this is just a rumor. The next is Zelda Wii U will feature several different ways to travel across Hyrule, new and old. Now, I don't know what the new way would be, but obviously the older ways that are returning is Epona is an obvious because we've already seen Epona. There could be magical items or a way of warping to different locations. Think of the Ocarina and the warp songs in Ocarina of Time. Majora's Mask, you also had the warp songs. In Wind Waker, you had the song that you could play to warp to the several different locations. In Twilight Princess, you had Midna to transport you to different locations. And then in Skyward Sword, you just used the Loft Wing to travel to the warp points. But once you made it to one of the 3 warp locations, you could go to different places within the area that you're trying to get to. So obviously maybe a magical item or something returns, maybe it's a Loft Wing, and then it says there's a new one which we don't really know. Maybe it has something to do with the way Link slows down time, who knows. Or that could just be a weird gameplay mechanic they added in to aim better when you're jumping off Epona. Again, who knows. The next rumor is Zelda Wii U will see the return of upgradable items and equipment. Now, again, this is also an obvious. It isn't anything new at all. The very first Legend of Zelda game, and almost every Zelda game since, has let you upgrade your sword to different weapons, upgrade your shields. Obviously, Ocarina of Time, you have the Kokiri shield, the Hylian shield, and then the Mirror shield. Skyward Sword actually let you upgrade each individual shields, and maybe this is just an improvement or an advancement on that to where you can upgrade the swords and shields and stuff. And it's bringing back upgradable items like arrows, bows and arrows, and stuff like that. The next rumor or leak says Zelda Wii U's number of dungeons will be comparable to Twilight Princess. Real number not being discussed, several mini and optional dungeons as well. Now, obviously, Zelda Wii U's overworld is huge. It's much larger than Twilight Princess's overworld, which is the largest by far, if you don't count the ocean in the Wind Waker. And that game also happens to have more dungeons than any other Zelda game. So, if you say this overworld's larger than that of Twilight Princess's, obviously that means that more than likely it will also have just as many or more dungeons. And then the several mini and optional dungeons, there was the rumor, or not rumor, Nintendo said that the stats from the Wolf Link amiibo will carry over to Zelda Wii U. Maybe this has a new type of mini dungeon system similar to how the Wolf Link amiibo affected that. And maybe that's what it means by the mini and optional dungeons. Also, a mini dungeon, you could be talking about something like the Ice Cavern from Ocarina of Time. You could be talking about Icona Castle and Majora's Mask, to where it wasn't an official dungeon with a boss that you get a boss mask, but you need to complete it to progress through the game. Or it could just be like a side optional dungeon like the Cave of Ordeals or something like that. Who knows? I'm saying who knows a lot, I'm sorry. The next rumor is Zelda Wii U's overworld larger than the map shown at the Game Awards reveal. Now, this is something that one of my friends, Commonwealth Realm, McIntyre Productions, and I believe HMK and some of the other Zelda YouTubers talked about, is that when you look at the map that they showed off, it cut off right at the right side of the map where the water was, and then there looked like there was some islands and stuff cut off from there. And then at the very top of the map, it looked like there were mountains, but you could somehow get past those mountains and explore more territory. And this could be true as well. We know Wind Waker HD was worked on at the same time that production of Zelda Wii U was officially beginning that we know of. So it would make sense for them to carry over some of those aspects from the Wind Waker, mainly traveling around on the boats. And this could go back to the new and old ways of traversing Hyrule. So that's a really cool aspect if they end up bringing that back, which you have this one huge island but then several other islands to explore. And if you think about it, since Majora's Mask, there's been boats in every single console Zelda game. Twilight Princess, you had the boat section in that game. Skyward Sword had its own boat section, so it would make sense if they brought this back for Zelda Wii U. Let's see here, Zelda Wii U. is The Legend of Zelda. Now, another rumor is that Zelda Wii U's official title will just be The Legend of Zelda, and it won't be a reboot of the series, but it will just be a new iteration somewhere, and then the next few Zelda games may be The Legend of Zelda, and then it starts the cycle again. It could be a new timeline, I don't really know. It just says that Zelda Wii U will be called The Legend of Zelda. So I don't really know what you can get from that. But the next rumor is Zelda Wii U to feature different tunics similar to Twilight Princess HD and Ocarina of Time 3D. Obviously this is something that we kind of expected as well. It's showing Link in the blue tunic. Maybe later in the game you can upgrade to the traditional green tunic, the tunic of the hero. Like in almost every Zelda game, Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, Skyward Sword. It would make sense if in Zelda Wii U you start out in some alternative clothing and then you can upgrade to the main tunic. And then even going back as far as the first Zelda game again, there were upgradable tunics that you could get different colors that had different abilities and stuff. The next is Zelda Wii U will feature advanced Miiverse integration and local co-op. Again, the local co-op is new, but with the Miiverse integration, we kind of expected this. They did it with Wind Waker HD, they did it with Twilight Princess. Obviously, they would come out with some new version of Miiverse for Zelda Wii U. So, I mean, there's not much that you can take from that. The local co-op kind of makes sense. When the game was first announced, they said that they didn't want you to think of it as a single-player experience. They wanted you to think of it as multiplayer. So the local co-op kind of goes with that. I wish it was online co-op. That would be better. But, I mean, local co-op's fine. Zelda Wii U in-export will have only minor differences. I guess this was kind of expected too. Maybe the differences would be where NX won't have the same type of gamepad that the Wii U had. They're changing some of the controls or the way some mechanics function. Maybe they're adding in a higher resolution or something like that. We don't really know what the NX is, so guesses on what the NX port will look like or how it will function is kind of up in the air. Maybe it'll be something similar to the two different versions of Twilight Princess. Alright, so that's all of the rumors and leaks that I've been able to see so far. Let me know what you think of them. Obviously, most of these are less leaks or rumors and more of just an observation, really. Like, if you look at these and then you think about all the stuff that Nintendo's done in the past or that we've seen of Zelda Wii U so far, it all kind of makes sense. None of it's too far out there, but I want to know what you guys think. Do you think these rumors are true? Do you think they're just crazy out there, not going to happen? I mean, the Wii U leaked, some other games have leaked prior to E3, so it makes sense, I guess, for Zelda Wii U information to leak as well. Nintendo came out with their new artwork today. Maybe this is something that they also had planned, but it fell in the wrong hands, or someone leaked it, or someone rumored it? I don't know. Anyways, again, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and besides the stuff that I mentioned, let me know what you want to see in Zelda Wii U as well. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe, comment, and all that nice stuff. Hey everyone, welcome to the end of the video. I want to thank you all for watching it all the way through. This is the end slate, or the part of the video where I'm supposed to say something clever to convince you to subscribe or watch another one of my videos. So if you liked what you've seen here, then I have another top 10 video where I go over the top 5 lies that Nintendo has told their fans, which is interesting if you're into that sort of thing. And then if you're into Zelda or just Nintendo games in general, I have another awesome video that I'm really proud of, where I collaborated with Yuri of Wind, HMK, McIntyre Productions, and several others to come up with a Zelda theory on who built Hyrule. We all know Hyrule from the game's overworld. In most Zelda games, it's the world that you're in, and you never really stop and think who actually built all of this. So we worked together, Yuri of Wind, HMK, McIntyre Productions, and we recorded this theory. I hope you guys like it. And last but not least, I want to take the time to thank my Patreons for actually making this video possible. If it wasn't for their support on patreon.com/GameOverJesse, then I wouldn't have really had the time to put forth to actually make this video. So thank you Alex Myers, Gus Calvo, Jonathan, The Itch Network, and Julio Rodriguez. Thank you all for your support and contributions on patreon.com. And if you would like to help support this channel as well to help me create videos like this, or give me ideas, or even be in some of my videos, please head over to patreon.com/GameOverJesse